Fate. It's the one thing everyone believes in, but no one truly understands. They say it guides us, shapes us, defines us. But they don't tell you how merciless it is, how cruel. Fate isn't a thread that leads to destiny. It's a noose, tightening around your neck with every step you take. I learned that truth the hard way. I wasn't always this way. Once, I was innocent. A child with a family, a future. But fate doesn't care about dreams. It rips them from your hands and leaves you to pick up the broken pieces. That was the moment my story began, the moment I realized that fate doesn't create heroes. It creates survivors. When the world takes everything from you, survival becomes your only purpose. I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to hurt anyone. But when fate keeps knocking you down, you learn to stand up differently. You learn to strike first, to strike hard. It's the only language this world understands. I watched as the powerful played with lives like pieces on a board. They made the rules, and we were expected to obey. I begged for justice, for mercy. But justice doesn't exist for the weak, and mercy is a privilege reserved for the powerful. That's when I realized, if the world wouldn't give me justice, I'd take it myself. If mercy was reserved for the strong, I'd become strong enough to decide who deserved it. At first, it felt like I was doing the right thing. I wasn't a villain, I was a savior. A force of change. But the higher you climb, the harder it is to tell right from wrong. I told myself it was necessary, that sacrifices had to be made. And I believed it. But the truth is, power changes you. It twists you, just like fate did to me. They call me a monster because I've done what they couldn't. Because I've torn down their lies and exposed the rot beneath their thrones. But I didn't ask for this. I didn't want to become this. Fate made me a weapon, and now they hate me for using it, end quote. End quote. They don't see the blood on their own hands. They don't see the cost of their comfort, their power. But I do. And I'll make them see it, even if it means becoming the very thing they fear. You don't have to do this. You can still choose a different path. Don't let your pain define you. Define me? My pain isn't a definition, it's the truth. You think you understand, but you don't. You haven't seen what I've seen. You haven't felt what I've felt. You haven't been broken and remade by fate's cruelty. You call me the villain because it's easier than admitting that the world you're trying to save is already lost. I could have ended you, but I didn't. Not because I'm merciful, but because I want you to remember this moment. Remember the truth I've shown you. Fate twists us all in the end. And when it does, you'll understand why I chose this path. Do I regret it? Every day. But regrets don't change the past, and they don't shape the future. Fate twisted me into this, but I won't let it break me. If I'm a monster, it's because the world made me one. And if I'm doomed to be the villain, then I'll be the one they'll never forget. This is the legacy of fate, broken dreams, shattered souls, and twisted lives. But if I must be twisted by fate, then so be it. I'll twist it right back.